What's good, everyone? We got Ivy League Crypto with us today. We got Lenny and Evan today with us, and we're going to be covering crypto and everything about it.
So I just wanted to ask you guys, how did you guys first get started into crypto?
Okay, yeah, I'll go first. So, honestly, knew about crypto since 2017 when Bitcoin kind of had this bull run, right? Everyone was like, "Oh, Bitcoin's 20K," and back then we were in high school and stuff, so we weren't old enough to buy and sell crypto. And so one day, close to my birthday, my dad's like, "Oh, Evan, you ever heard of Bitcoin?" I'm like, "Of course I heard of Bitcoin. Like, who hasn't heard of Bitcoin before?" Especially, but. No, I was just looking into cryptocurrencies, and my 18th birthday comes, and my dad's like, "Oh, Evan, you're 18 now. You can now sign up with the stockbroker, stock exchanges." And I was like, "Okay, let me try it out." And so I actually got involved in the stock market, traded a few stocks in and there, and it was good. I made a few profits in a few months, but no, it was slow. I mean, it was slow. It took maybe 2 months, and granted, I was beginning, I was young as well, so.
So what were some of your beginning profits that you were getting in the stock market?
Okay, so it was actually this oil stock, and I put in $250. And my dad was like, "Oh, Evan, can you put in more?" And I was like, "Dad, it's too much. $250, that's too much. It's too much for me." And my dad was like, "Listen, Evan, do it." And I was like, "Are you gonna reimburse me?" He's like, "No, why would I reimburse you?" And I was like, "All right, fine." I risked it, put in $250. 2 months later, the stock goes from $2 to $8. I ended up making I think $600 in profit. I was like, "Wow, this is crazy." Yeah, but it was 2 months too.
Especially at the age of 18, first stock getting $600.
Bro, it was awesome. And no, my dad was like, "Okay, you gotta keep doing this," but it wasn't something I could live off of. $600 in 2 months is not a living.
Of course.
And my dad was like, "Okay, look into crypto. It's more volatile." And I was like, "More volatile?" I just learned the stock market.
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, how am I gonna do this?" And I did what any other kid would do. I went on my bed and I searched up what is crypto on YouTube, and that's set it off. Every night I've been watching videos, reading books, and to this day I still do it. When I'm in bed, I read crypto. I read a whole bunch of books. Leonard reads a whole bunch of books as well, and so that's all we do. We talk to each other. We talk about the next greatest coins coming out. On Ivy League Crypto. But yeah, it's kind of how we got started into crypto, really. Yeah.
What about you?
But what is crypto, I feel like even myself, I'm not too much into it. I know more about the stock market than crypto and stuff. I know there's a lot of people out there don't even really know what crypto is, and I know it's a big way to make money. So I don't know if you want to go into that or Evan.
Well, that's a very large discussion, but I can try to put it simplest terms as possible. Basically, it's another way of investing. It's basically a digital finance. The most important thing to understand about crypto is that it's ran on the blockchain, which is decentralized, meaning there's no one who actually owns it. It's basically just up there, and it has its own technology that no one could really do fraud on it. It has a bunch of features that really it is way better than banks, and way better than Forex and stuff too, because it actually has technologies backed into it. Because when people invest in stocks, they're investing in a company that they see growth in. When people invest in Forex, they see basically a pair of currencies that, I can try to day trade this, or I could do technical analysis and I could try to get some profits and do my analysis on. But with crypto, it's a whole nother world. You're really investing into technology that is going to change the world, because we're going to adopt it. I'd say in around 5 years, we're going to be fully into crypto everything. And not only that, but you could also have your strategies. You could scalp, you could swing it, and you could also make profits like that as well.
So what would you say is the difference between stocks, Forex, and crypto? What is the main difference between the two?
I'll take this one. Yeah. So so the stock market, right, is the securities market, right? So when you buy Apple stock, right, you're buying into the company Apple, right? So people say, "Oh, I own a part of Apple," right? When you own Apple stock, right? You don't go to shareholder meetings. You don't do anything. In any managerial way to Apple, but yes, you own a part of Apple, right? And so that security, that stock is a security of Apple, right? So let's say all of Apple's employees were to disappear off the face of the earth tomorrow, right? What would happen to that security? What happened to that share?
It'd be gone.
It would go down, right? It would go down, right? Because you can't see what Apple's going to do in the next quarter, right?
Yeah.
The whole performance is going to go out of the charts. Not going to know who's going to run what project managers. Crypto is different, right? In crypto, you hear what Leonard said, the word decentralization, meaning that all the people that created Bitcoin or created Ethereum or any cryptos you heard can all disappear tomorrow, and that protocol, that cryptocurrency will run exactly the same, no matter what. And so that's the difference. That's the whole big debate going on between cryptocurrencies. Whether the securities that should be on the stock market, regulated by the the New York Stock Exchange and the SEC, or are they fully decentralized, meaning that no one can fully control that. And so just like Leonard said, crypto is a whole different world, right? In the stock market, you have derivatives where you can just buy and sell stocks, or you can now trade options on stocks, right? You can buy funds, you can buy ETFs, and that's pretty much it. Right, other than a few other small, investment vehicles you can get into. You have certain licenses, but in the crypto market, they create new financial instruments, things like staking, things like farming, liquidity mining. There's all these new terms that people have never heard of before, and they're making millions. It's millions, and it's all it's not the guys on Wall Street and the guys in the suits. It's the young guys, it's the young kids, the kids in their room, literally coding the future from their bedroom. And so that's why me and Leonard are passionate about this, is because, we in cryptocurrencies, you don't, like in the United States, you have to be 18 because of, US regulations, but around the world, anybody can participate in cryptocurrencies as long as you have a smartphone and Wi-Fi. If you want to trade the New York Stock Exchange, you got to be a U.S. citizen, and so that's a big problem.
So that's the fact that crypto is world nationwide.
Yeah,
it can possibly be adapted everywhere, and that's really the main goal. So it's to be adapted in currency everywhere, right?
You can send emails, right? You can text anybody, you can call anybody, anyone in the world, right? But money, for some reason, you can't do that. If you want to send, money to Cuba, which is 90 miles, away from the Florida coast, right? You have to wire transfer, but I could Zelle you right now. Why is that? And it's because
we're both U.S. citizens.
Yeah, exactly. It's because all the regulations, everybody, all the third parties want to take their hand. They want to take their fee. You can't be a business owner without, succumbing yourself to a 3% fee on every single transaction. And with crypto, you become your own bank. It takes away all that manipulability and I would like to say regular fees, and it allows you to truly decentralized peer-to-peer send money from you to someone else anywhere around the world. It's crazy. We can call anybody from France or Europe, but whatever reason, you can't send money, and that's a very big problem that that people want to be able to solve, and that's through decentralization.
So how can the people today go out and buy crypto? What's the best way? Through which one? How there's Robinhood and all these different things.
Okay, Leo, do you want to take this or I got it?
Yeah, honestly, I recommend for beginners look into Coinbase. And once you familiarize yourself with Coinbase, move into Coinbase Pro, so you could actually get more options. So you'll be able to send it off to other wallets. For example, you want to also get into Binance US, because on Binance US there's a lot more options to trade different cryptocurrencies. Because with Coinbase Pro specifically, they're very strict on what cryptos they list, because they're not going to list some random garbage coin that has a potential to make people lose money, or with bad protocol, with bad technology. They're listing the top of the line cryptos, and that's why they're the number one crypto exchange in all the United States. And particularly when I look to invest into cryptos, specifically ICOs that I'll get more into, which is one of my strategies, in particular how I'm able to secure profits in crypto, which is basically when a cryptocurrency releases to the general public through an exchange. That is one of the best strategies. And honestly, with Binance US, to be able to get more options of different technologies that are available, less restrictions like Coinbase, Binance US is probably your second best option.
So what is the main thing that is pushing the crypto market? What is keeping everything going, going up and down? What is making everything actually flow? Because the stock market, obviously you have the stock exchange.
Yeah.
And it's been what is really pushing the crypto market?
Okay, yeah. So, just like any other market, there's cycles, right? We have bull markets, we have bear markets, we have rallies, we have troughs. I don't know if you ever heard of any economist named Ray Dalio. Maybe, right? And he put together something called the long-term debt graph, or long-term debt ratio. And it kind of explains the United States debt cycles throughout history and how we move as a graph. So we move up over time. We hit tops, then we go down to bottoms. But over time, we either ascend in a growing market or we descend in a bearish market. And so just like crypto, it's a market, right? There's sentiment. There's a lot of things. Leo was talking about technical analysis, TA, which is when people look, directly at the charts and see, chart patterns like falling wedges or, candlestick formations.
Yeah.
And then there's also the fundamentals guys, kind of like where I fall into, where, I don't look at the charts. I look at what the team's doing. Is it a good team? Is there
foundation?
Yeah, the foundation behind it. Is there a lot of, what's the utility? What are they going to do for the world? Like what is Apple going to do for the world? What phones are coming out next year, right? That's the, fundamentals play right there. And then you also have sentiment. Sentiment's more something you see in the crypto market. And that's how investors feel. Sentiment's everything. You may hear something called FOMO, which is like fear of missing out, or FUD, right? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm receiving. So there's all these terms and sentiment features that really sway the markets, right? So if everyone's like, everyone get into Dogecoin, on TikTok,
And then
right?
everyone just starts buying.
You'll see a massive green candle print, right? Or, maybe because Elon Musk said something, or if everyone, if one influencer says, yeah, the coin is, going down, everyone could, start panic selling, and the price can drop, 20% in minutes. And it's because of how small crypto is right now, like how undervalued it is, I like to say. Funny fact is that like the stock market's worth 90 trillion. Like the entire stock market, all the stocks in the world are now is about 90 trillion. Real estate's 300 trillion. And there's so many other world industries out there. Gold is 10 trillion by itself. And then the entire crypto market is only 2. It only has 2 trillion. And that's why, a lot of these coins are cheap, they're expensive, and they move so much faster, right? Most investors on the stock market are like, oh, I want to make 15% this week. Well, in crypto, 15% is like a minute. It really is. Coins move 50% in minutes. You're hoping to make 100% this week, 200% this week. It's not about the prices, it's about the percentages. That's where the money is, right? It doesn't matter how much Bitcoin is. Bitcoin's 50,000. It's so expensive. No, it's all about percentages. That's what truly affects your money. That's what me and Leo do. We look for those percentage gains. We look to see how much percentages we could get when buying these coins. And so, there's market cycles, market tops, market bottoms. And with sentiment, the same thing that happened last year, this month, we can expect the same thing to happen again, right? Yeah. History won't repeat itself, but it's very familiar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So would you guys say you would more likely get more profits doing crypto than you would stocks?
Okay. Do you want to say this or?
Yes, I will. Okay, honestly, I think yes, because it's very interesting how crypto, think of it this way, I would say stocks, I would say Forex, all this is kind of like 3-dimensional thing, and then you put crypto, I'd say is a completely different dimension, 4 dimensions, of just let's say Ethereum, for example, it's built on smart contracts. It's basically the internet of crypto, how you could basically build upon it, and you could create cryptocurrencies on Ethereum. You could do so many different things, and the technology is crazy. And honestly, it's just investing on all these projects. We're too early. We're honestly so early. It's not even funny. That's why I'm saying you could literally not do anything but just buy crypto, and I'm telling you, you're gonna see profit just when it becomes more adopted.
As of today, what do you think is someone has to buy crypto wise? What does someone have to go?
Okay, so the best cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So okay. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna probably sound like any other investor, but okay, it's obviously based on your portfolio, based on where you want to go goal wise. Okay, but in the crypto space, right? There's obviously some cryptos that are more risky, some that are less risky, and it's based on one metric, market cap. Right, how much money is invested in these cryptocurrencies, right? And so the more market cap something has, like Bitcoin, the number one cryptocurrency out there, the more trustworthy it is, right? The more eyes looked on it, the more audited contracts, and so if there's $2 trillion in market cap in Bitcoin, right? It would take essentially almost $2 trillion to have almost $0 into it. You lose entirely all your money, and so you obviously want to go for those coins that have really high market caps that that can survive through the years. And so, the best coins to get into right now, if I were to give you a top 3, I'll say top 5. It would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, which is the ticker ADA, XRP, Xlm, and XDC. And do you want me to go into them a little bit, or?
Yeah, give us a brief if you can, give us a brief explanation of all of them.
Okay, yeah, cool, yeah, of course. Okay, so everyone's heard of Bitcoin. Everyone, maybe not everyone knows this, but Bitcoin has a set supply of 21 million, right? Meaning that in existence, for history, and for all the future, there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin. This is it's crazy. It's crazy to think about because 21 million seems like such a high number. But it's extremely scarce. It's one of the scarcest assets in the world. If not, Bitcoin is the scarcest asset in the world, right? We can always mine gold. We can always print more US dollars, but you can't always print Bitcoin. And so that's why Bitcoin's the number one, most expensive coin out there. Well, not the most expensive, the most popular coin out there. There are coins that are more expensive than Bitcoin. It's just no one ever looks at them. But the reason is because there's only 20 million Bitcoins ever. It means it's very, very scarce, right? Last year, how many billions, how many trillions did the United States print, right? How much dollars are going into circulation, that's increasing, our inflation rates. It's changing our monetary policy, very vastly. So, with Bitcoin, people like to see Bitcoin as a store of value. So when people look at Bitcoin, it's gold 2.0, store of value. We want to hold Bitcoin for the long term because it brings us better, yields us more results than gold. And so that's in simple words, Bitcoin is store of value.
So Bitcoin could possibly take over gold.
No, for sure. No, it will take over gold 100%. Next is Ethereum, right? Ethereum, like Leo said, is a smart contract platform. Ethereum's like the internet of cryptocurrency or internet on the cryptocurrencies, and that's because of what Ethereum does. Ethereum allows you to build things on it. It's a smart contract platform. What that means is that people can go and code things on it on Ethereum and make them live for the world. And so, for example, if you have a really cool game you want to create it, or a really cool website, or you want to create cool arts or anything related, even in this podcast, you could bring it onto Ethereum. And kind of make it decentralized. It means you have no censorship, no nothing. You can post whatever you want, and anybody that has access to that link or address can see your stuff, can send you anything there, and you have no regulations, no regulations from any third parties, any hosting, like maybe YouTube or Amazon or even the United States. And so Ethereum is kind of where all the developers and all the coders are all like hanging around right now. That's where all the full-time geeks, you would say, they're all undercover in Ethereum right now, trying to build the infrastructure for our future. Next one I said was Xlm, right?
Xlm. You said XRP.
Yeah, XRP, Xlm, and Xdc, right? Yeah, okay. The three X's, those are actually my favorite cryptocurrencies. XRP, what XRP wants to be is a global remittance payment network, and just I know it sounds like a really confusing words. But what XRP wants to do is it wants to get the world's money supply and put it on XRP, meaning that any payment around the world that is sent is administered through XRP. You need XRP token to send that. And I don't know if you guys maybe knew this, but did you know that USD, like the United States dollar, never leaves its domestic territory? So like you could have someone in Europe or Paris maybe, send $50 USD to someone in another country, let's just say, Germany, right? And that USD is moving around in US banks. The US dollar technically does not leave the United States unless it is, physically taken out of its borders. And that's because of the whole system we have here with the Fed, the 12 banks, and kind of the hierarchical system that we have. And so what XRP wants to do is it wants to decentralize the way money's moved. It wants to be a global remittance payment network. What that means is, transact money. It's really what it is in layman's terms. So I like that because XRP is right in the money. So if you want to invest in the cryptocurrency and you want to make a lot of money, I say XRP. XRP was 17 cents in January, and it's about $1.59 today. And so that, that's more than 100%. In that. And so, I've been buying XRP now for about a year and a half now. And so, it's been some crazy gains. The number one cryptocurrency I hold by far, which is against a lot of like the standard in crypto. Everyone's like, Bitcoin needs to be 50% of your portfolio just to be safe. But I actually sold Bitcoin. I used to own, Bitcoins before, and I sold it for XRP because, I think XRP is a lot, more percentage gain yield for me. Then
you get more profit throughout.
Yeah, then Bitcoin, and it's probably because of XRP's use case. Then the next two, I'll keep them short. Xlm and Xdc, they both actually help XRP's network. Xlm is actually founded by someone who used to work in XRP. It's a guy named Jed McCaleb. Jed McCaleb and this guy named Brad Garlinghouse created XRP, but they had a fight, and Jed McCaleb left, and he created Xlm. And what Xlm does is it tokenizes stocks, tokenizes real world assets. So. A table, a chair, a car, anywhere. Xlm wants to tokenize it, meaning that you can buy and sell these things on, Xlm's blockchain. And then Xdc is just another, payment leg for XRP. They help XRP, process its transactions. What else is well? They have a bunch of projects in their utility page. A lot of people where you can build things on Xdc as well. And so they have a network. There's a word for it for the whole banking system. They call it ISO Ledger Protocol. And Xlm, XRP, Xdc, they're all in there. So it's a big banking protocol that's all in the money. And so that's why I like it. I want to be in the money, especially my crypto. So those five are the best top 5 cryptos I get into right now.
And I also want to talk more about you guys and what you guys are doing. What is Ivy League Crypto? What is the future? What is the vision? What is going on, guys? What are you guys doing?
Well, so I'll spill the tea. Right now, we are working on 2 different projects. Ivy League Crypto, co-founded by Leonard Ochoa, Evan Robles, president, CEO. Cyber Doge, which is basically a cryptocurrency built on the Binance Smart Chain. I can get into that in a second. So co-founder, CEO, president, titles. And so basically Binance Smart Chain, it's another way you could actually create cryptocurrencies on, like Ethereum. It's basically like a mainnet. If you want to connect it through your MetaMask wallet, it's another playground, just like Ethereum, like, you know, websites or code these cryptos. It's another one through Binance, because they said, oh, screw Ethereum, let's just create our own. So Ivy League Crypto, I'll start with that. Honestly, we really just wanted to be the first ones to hop on and learn, and we've learned so much to the point where, like, wow, this is amazing. We want to teach other people, and we just started our educational platform, which is, we have our website, ivyleaguecrypto.com, and, you know, we have like 3 ranks: a monthly, yearly, and a one-time, and we have like a Discord, and from there we push out alerts, which is our ICO alerts, which is basically how you can get into these cryptos as soon as like it releases, which is basically when ICO is, when it get releases on an exchange. We basically have a strategy, which is our alerts that we coded, that we also got like inspiration from other different platforms, that basically you can get into these coins on different exchanges that are not the ones that they're getting listed on, so you can secure gains. So basically, like, you can, let's say there's an exchange, put it by thumb all the way in Korea. You could go in, buy this crypto, and then basically when it gets listed on Coinbase, you can see crazy profits because it's now in the mainstream media. And Evan, you could talk about Cyber Doge.
Yeah. Well, before I get into Cyber Doge, I wanted to say about Ivy League Crypto. So we, just like Leonard said, we saw what the cryptocurrency markets how they were affecting our financial gains, our financials really, and we saw how much impact cryptocurrencies have, and how there's so many different products out there, to make money off of crypto, from interest, buying and selling alone, which is the smallest part, like I said, staking, yield farming. And so the biggest problem is that when people get into crypto, they feel intimidated, right? It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of cryptocurrencies, a lot of info. It's like a whole new world, really, a whole new, like, I'm saying all these words you may not have like heard before. And no doubt. I mean, wasn't born with this. I had to learn it myself as well. Granted, I stayed at home. I watched a bunch of video. I read books. But I realized is that it wasn't as hard as I made it out to be. Right? There's a lot of people that get into crypto, and it's like, you know what? I have to send this crypto to this wallet and send it here just to make this percent. I'm done. It's over. I think that's not the directive we want to be pushing out, because our tagline really is crypto made easy, right? We want to make sure that it's not as hard as what these YouTubers make it. It's fairly simple. It really is just an app, and all these apps are pretty much identical to each other. And once you do this one function, it's kind of repetitive. You send cryptos here, okay, it's the same process throughout the whole thing. And once you do more and more enough, you learn new things. You learn, okay, what crypto should I send here? What crypto should I not send here? What are the fees here? And that, from using it, and it's with money, right? So you're gonna remember what affects your money. And so that's the biggest thing, the barrier to entry. I want to make sure that there is no barrier to entry. It's not as hard as people seem. Like, granted, they're saying all these different words, maybe to feel a certain way, but no, it's really how it is. It's the future. I like to say, like, sooner or later, it's gonna happen. So you might as well want to learn it sooner than later, and be late to it and become a laggard to that. Just kind of like the internet, in the internet era. And we weren't alive for that. We weren't able to process that. Maybe we were alive for that, but we weren't mentally capable of processing that information. But with crypto, we can. And the best part is that we have the opportunity to do this on our smartphones, right? We don't need to be, we don't need to have this U.S. license or this regulations or have any, degree in order to do this. We could do this straight from our smartphones because it's decentralized. And that's the biggest thing. This allows everyone to connect to each other, peer-to-peer, truly decentralized network. And so that's what Ivy League Crypto pushes, to create a streamlined product of cryptocurrency, and to teach people all the investment vehicles that come with it. And and when you learn cryptocurrencies, you don't just learn crypto, you learn economics, you learn finance, you learn macroeconomics, you learn microeconomics, because in order to understand why cryptocurrencies were created, you have to understand why we're pushing away from the modern system we have today. And so, like Leo said, we have a bunch of great things. We have ICO alerts, we have courses on there, I do one-on-one teachings as well with other people. I hop on Zoom calls. I even FaceTime people. I have people text me all the time. Hey Evan, what coin should I send to this exchange? I don't want to pay any fees. Okay, you know what? Send ADA. There's this fee of 0.1 on their blockchain. People can't really remember this stuff. They got lives to fill. So that's me and Leo's job. We're here for you. When you don't have the time to do it. 'Cause granted, no one's gonna look at a chart for 10 hours a day. It's boring. It's extremely boring. And so me and Leo want to be that library, want to be that resource. So you don't have to do that. So instead of looking in and watching YouTube videos, you have to go through a whole unorganized list of videos. You could essentially just ask us, and we always have an answer. That's iReallyCrypto.com. For CyberDoge, me and Leo, since we've been in the crypto market so long, we call ourselves token hunters. We go after crypto projects. We like to see what projects are coming out, who builds, who's behind the team, what's the project do. And so, after researching all these projects for so long, me and Leo were like, you know what? We should create our own cryptocurrency. We've been in this long enough. We have the experience. We know what code it takes. We know what it takes to have a successful cryptocurrency. Why haven't we done it yet? Instead of chasing other coins and looking at other coins, why don't we create one and have it attract us? And that's exactly what we've done with CyberDoge. You guys have heard of Dogecoin, SafeMoon, Moon BTC, all these, stupid meme coins. That's the whole trend right now. Unfortunately, like that's the trend. All these coins do nothing. They have no fundamentals. Dogecoin will do nothing for the world, right? Bitcoin has a use case, Ethereum has a use case, Xlm has a use case, but Dogecoin will do nothing other than just send it. Maybe I'll tip you some Dogecoin, right? Yeah. But other than that, Dogecoin won't be processing servers or won't be processing transactions or creating smart protocols. It'll just essentially be a dog coin. And so, with that being said, a lot of people have lost money in Dogecoin, right? Because, what happens is when you have something with no fundamentals, it's extremely volatile. I mean, Dogecoin lost 50% last week alone. Granted, it's back up now, but, it's extremely volatile. And so when people first get into crypto, it's nice that you're getting into crypto, but if Dogecoin is your first coin, I'd say to just relax for a second, take a step back. Don't put in more than like 10% of your net worth or 10% of your crypto bag or your kitty, your cat, I call it that. Because maybe even 1%. I don't even put more than 1% in Dogecoin because just investing alone, you only want to put in the money you can afford to lose, right? You don't put in money that's rent money or food money. And so if you're not only taking money you can't afford to lose, but putting in a Dogecoin, especially when you don't know what it is, you haven't read the white paper. That's another word for gambling. And so, we're not gamblers here. No one can time the markets, but what matters is timing the markets, and making those estimated guesses, seeing what happened last month, seeing what happened this month, seeing how much, crypto's going into this wall, seeing all the on-chain metrics. And so, with CyberDoge, we took advantage of the market right now. Everyone's going crazy for these coins. They're like, you know what? We need to create a meme coin, an animal coin, but has a utility, that has a value. So we're not, you're not scamming investors, you're not rug pulling investors. You're creating something that investors could hold for a long term, and it's got a cute little dog on the front. Maybe not cute because it's a Terminator dog, and with a red eye, but it's still Doge, and so people like the Shiba dog. And so that's CyberDoge. Do you want to talk about CyberDoge's utility use case with the electric vehicle world? Yeah.
Okay, so honestly, inspiration from CyberDoge. We spent a good amount of time thinking, wow, what is the token that could really use the memeability aspect for it to go viral, but also kind of the sophistication as well with the trends going on with Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is kind of revolved around the crypto space. Anything Elon Musk tweets, anything related to Elon,
one thing and everything's up or something. Yeah,
exactly. So we were just thinking, with our notes, and we were just like, wow, CyberDoge, this is it. And it's actually a very funny story. I'll get into it. So we created our coin. We did our research. Nobody else has ever created a CyberDoge before. We created our CyberDoge, and give it one day after, somebody else created the same coin, and they got $2 million put into it, market cap, the same day.
Yeah. Wow.
We were freaking out that night. We were so mad because we would have been millionaires. Yeah. I mean, if we would have sold our coin, but given we're not intending to sell our coin, I'll get into our use cases, utility, and our roadmap in a second. Because there are people who do rug pulls, which is basically creating a coin, making it go hype, and then as soon as people start buying into it, when it gets launches, rug pulling. Yep, give me all my coins. Thank you, and just screwing people over. But I don't really believe in that because I'm not gonna put so much time and energy into a project just to make money. I want to change the world, and that is the main reason why I'm in crypto right now. Like, it's not all about making money. It's about hopping onto this revolution that is just going to change the world with financial technology. So, Cyber Doge, one of the main use cases that I really wanted to make sure was on there was revolved actually around Tesla, specifically Cybertrucks, but anything cyber, because I think they're going to come out with a line of different things, like the semi or whatever other cars they want to make. But basically, it's kind of crazy to think about, but autonomous technology through taxis and stuff, it's going to be the future. It's going to be a future where it's going to be way cheaper to like actually just call a car to pick you up than to own the car yourself, which is kind of crazy to think about. But with honestly, with the technology, it's going to be so much cheaper. All these cars are just going to be able to drive itself. Nobody driving, just taxis everywhere. And the use case, which is Cyber Doge, is basically a way to tip these autonomous vehicles, and it would go directly into recharging costs. Because we're like, wow, like instead of tipping like the owner, like they're not there. So like, how are you going to tip them? And our whole kind of, I'd say like message that we want to do with our token is we want to help basically the adoption of full electric vehicles in the world, because right now we're using gas powered cars, and that's not really the best. And honestly, we don't want to really leave like a carbon footprint anymore. We want to move on fully electric, save our planet, because we aren't really going into the right path. And through like this movement that we want to create, like we want to be viral, we want to just be like, everyone hop onto these electric cars. And we just want to make basically like the biggest message through Cyber Doge is that electric vehicles is the future.
Well, guys, go check them out. We got Ivy League Crypto in the building, Cyber Doge. Go check them out.